I bought an Edison cylinder phonograph, and there was a box with it with a number of cylinders. And when I went through the box, I found this cylinder, and I just thought, wow, I mean, this is a really beautiful cylinder, and I'm going to show a close-up in a minute. It's a tin can with a colorful lithograph on the outside and a wax cylinder inside. So I looked it up on the internet, and I was so surprised to find out a bit of the history of it. I thought this was really interesting. So I thought I'm going to make a video on this new acquisition of mine, this cylinder. The brand is Hugens. So I'm going to hold it up close so you can see it. I believe it's pronounced Huygens and Acosta. It's a Spanish cylinder made by a company or a group called the Sociedad Fonográfica Española. And the company specifically is called Huygens e Acosta. So I got this cylinder and I looked up some stuff and I found out some information about this company. And it was really an early producer of cylinders. It looked like the cylinder machine made its way to Spain in about 1893. So in 1888, remember, Thomas Edison sort of had his perfected phonograph where he came up with this size cylinder. So this size started around 1888, so it took a few years to sort of really take off. And it made its way in about 1893 to Spain. And the person that founded this company, what was his name? Pedro Armando Huygens, founded this company in 1896, and it lasted for a number of years till I think it was 1905. And the company founded basically was a distributor for Edison products and actually Bettini products, which, if you're familiar with Bettini at all, was an early phonograph pioneer who made a lot of one-off cylinders, custom cylinders from more of the higher end type music, opera and things like that. So he had a lot of really great people singing on his cylinders. And this company was sort of like that. It's a bit like a boutique cylinder company. They made cylinders, they're early wax cylinders, so at that time they weren't duplicating them. They couldn't really duplicate them. They eventually got, around this time, pantographic duplication, where you take one cylinder and put it on a machine and through a linkage play it onto another machine and record on that cylinder. And you could probably do that around 10 to 15 times before the original cylinder just wasn't playable anymore, and the quality really suffered. But a lot of these are really, as I understand it, just the original cylinder. That's what they sold. They were quite a boutique company. They were also a big company. They were sort of the biggest distributor and biggest cylinder company in Spain. This company actually sold a lot of cylinders. In around 1901, they reportedly sold about 30,000 cylinders and had 2,000 customers. So it was a big company for that type of thing back then, even though eventually cylinders would be sold in the millions. When I was doing my research, I discovered a paper from the University of Glasgow on early cylinder recording, and it actually stated that these cylinders were quite rare, and as far as they knew, there were only 163 of them around. So that's pretty rare. I have a feeling there's more than that, but who knows, right? That makes this a pretty special find. Let's take a look at this cylinder. I'm going to open it up. It's very fragile because it's an early wax one. It's wrapped in cotton. So this is the cylinder. Here, let's get it out. You can see it's in excellent condition. Unbelievable. Looks like no mold on it at all. The title is inscribed there, and I'm going to give you close-ups of the cylinder in a minute, and we're actually going to play it. I'll play it once. The grooves on it are very light. It's really hard to see. So I looked up the information on the artist, and this is the information on the lid, and I believe the singer is a woman named Galvani, who was an opera singer in Madrid, Spain at that time, and she recorded a number of songs for this company. As you can see in the clip I got here, the picture from the catalog, I think it's around 1901. It's an opera called Amleto, which was written by Franco Facio, and it's based on Shakespeare's Hamlet. It's the aria in the first act. So, as I said, not much is known about the singer. I couldn't find very much information on her, but let's hear the cylinder. There's a spoken word introduction at the beginning, and to get that to sound like a regular human male voice, I had to slow it down quite a bit. So this cylinder is turning at quite a slow speed relative to what it should be doing for normal cylinders. Okay, I hope you enjoyed this video and found this cylinder as interesting as I did. Thank you very much.